continuing with the analogies for the spiritual life as we go through the purgative, illuminative, and unitive. And so we're in the unitive aspect where the two become one, where the fire and the wood are one. And so I have behind me an old well where you take a bucket and get the water. And so this is an analogy through Saint Teresa of Avila, how to water the garden, the 4 ways of watering the garden compared to the prayer life. And so one way to water the garden is to kind of go to the well with your bucket, wheel it down, wheel it all the way up, take the bucket, walk over to the garden, pour it on the garden, go back to the well and tie the knot, and then get it again, and then go back and forth. A lot of work. The second way of watering the garden is if there's a water pump. So you can go to the pump and you pump it, you take the bucket, you go to the garden, and you come back and you get a pump, and so it's not as much work as the other one, but it's still work. And then the third way of watering the garden, for example, would be if there's a creek and you can just irrigate the creek right into the garden. So it's not as much work as the others, but there's still work to do. And of course, the fourth way to water the garden is to let it rain. But of course, you can't make it rain. God rains on his own time. And so that's what the prayer life is. When we begin to pray, at the very beginning, it's a lot of hard work. Like, for example, when we're praying the rosary and we've got the Our Father and the 10 Hail Marys and the Glory Be, we've got to think of this, a lot of work. And in the end, prayer really is simple, where you're just being with God. It's so simple. Another example would be when it's raining, when the prayer becomes easy, there's no point in going back to the well to get the water. So for example, supposing you're praying the rosary and you're working hard praying the rosary and being with God and meditating on this mystery, and then all of a sudden you see a beautiful sunset and you're in wonder and awe. It's raining. You don't have to go to the bucket. So you might want to just enjoy the sunset. Put the rosary down for a minute and just allow it to rain. It's easy. Just enjoy the sunset. Be in the wonder and awe. Just being with God. And then when that kind of dies out, well, okay, go back to your rosary. Go back to the well if you want. But when it's raining, you don't have to go to the well.